I'm just worried about the guys that are on the ice today, So I don't know what the opposition's doing, but I thought it was a good first practice for our guys. We started doing a little bit of teaching and just some things through the Calgary Flames they want us to work on, and good just to kind of see guys, and seeing them on the ice and how they move. And it was nice to be out there. I was excited to be out there too. So.
Early impressions of Sam Honzik, and just, I know you haven't seen a ton of them, I'm guessing, but in your reports and your video, and then eyes on here, what's an early impression?
Very initial, obviously, but it was nice just to watch him. I thought from the start of practice to the end, he might have been a little nervous like everybody else out there to start, and then you see for a big man, how kind of smooth he is. I mean, he's a smooth player, smooth with the puck. Some of the expressions we talk about is, take your time to play fast. You can see he's the kind of guy who will be able to play fast, but make sure he's being very effective with his plays.
We've heard time and time again that there's going to be an opportunity for young guys in this organization and with the big club. I'm just curious how you expect that to sort of impact the guys at this camp and how that might be.
I don't know if I'm the right guy to answer that question, but I mean, we had a meeting yesterday, and I think every year with every team that guys that play in Penticton play games for their NHL team. So I mean, I think that everyone's very aware of the opportunity that's available, and I certainly know guys will want to put their best foot forward and do well and see where their camp goes from there.
How much attention do you give to the invite to the camp?
Same attention we give everybody else.
Is there an overall message, Trent? Just the idea of, a message that you want to impart on these guys, one that kind of fits for everybody about compete, or what is it from your side?
Absolutely. I think that the idea of the work, we're putting in the work, and no matter what happens, mistakes, good things, positive things, whatever's going on the ice, that we're working as a group together. And what I always find too is that if individuals are working, then our team is working, and usually it's great for the whole group. The nucleus is all showing well.
Trent, have the
I'm sorry?
Coronado?
Yep. Skilled player. Looks like he's got pretty good release. Again, this is very initial for me to see him. Skates well. I thought, I'm kind of excited to see them play. It's one thing to see guys in practice, but I'm excited to see them play this weekend.
Trent, has it been kind of a crash course for you with all of these kids, because you weren't part of development camp or prospects camp in the summer, so this is really your first chance to see them.
And I'll be honest with you, you guys are the ones watching them. I'm trying to run a practice, so you know what? I'm not sitting there like I like just watching one guy play or whatever. So, to be honest, it's going to take me some time to have a real valued, I guess, opinion. And but I look forward to coaching them as we get on the ice and more time with them.
Have you been diving through video on all of these kids?
No, that's the last thing actually I wanted to do, because I want this to be a fresh impression for everybody and their first impression. So, I mean, some of these guys I won't see after this weekend with Penticton, but some we will, and I'll be with all year. So I want it to be that initial impression for both me and for them. I think that I should not be impartial at all.
Jeremy Poirier wasn't in the main group, and he's gone off to kind of skate by himself. Just wondering if you could give us some kind of status update.
I'm not the guy to give you the status update on that. I really haven't. I've talked to Jeremy, but I haven't talked to him about his situation.
Trent, what's kind of with conversations with Conroy and Huska about the types of players or strategies they want you to help impart with? Those conversations been like about those topics?
We haven't had a ton, I'll be honest with you right now. We've just been getting through coaches. We've met a lot. Met a lot with Husk and his group and what they want to instill in their team. And they've been great about forthcoming information that's coming to us and what they want us to first start with. It's a very quick glimpse of some things for us to start with here, because we don't want to overload the players heading into Penticton either. So
I know last year it seemed like both the AHL and NHL teams here played the exact same system. Is it safe to say that'll be the case again?
Yes.
Okay.
What is a Trent Cull team identity? I mean, you want that consistency between Calgary and American League and the NHL. What is one of your team's hallmarks?
A lot of
the work.
Well, yeah, a lot of passion. We will compete for sure, and just playing for each other. It's a big deal. I think it's my short time in the NHL. I know how important it is to make sure people are thinking about the team first, not necessarily just the individual. And I think that sometimes they're all really good players, and they've making their way through the funnel, and the funnel gets tighter and tighter as you get there. And I think that that's part of the deal for creating a good team environment in Calgary. That's my job, to make sure I'm imparting that on our players here about thinking about the team.
And
Well,
with,
Greg and Ryan have been very clear that there are going to be opportunities for young players here in Calgary with the club, and just every kind of young guy we've talked to, dating back to development camp in July, said that they heard that message loud and clear. How do you want them to use that sort of information to sort of,
The players?
yeah,
Well, I think that it starts with Penticton of showing that you're prepared to play for the Calgary Flames. I think if they have a great weekend in Penticton, then they're going to open up the eyes of Coach Huska and manager Conroy. And from there, then we'll come back into main camp. And it's a proving ground, right? For the next 2-3 weeks, you've got to make sure that you keep building on your game. And I think that they know there's opportunity for them if they do that.
how much do you think you'll lean on like Brent Sutter and your leadership group in that regard in helping these young kids?
Yeah, you don't know exactly in the American League who you're going to get. We do know some of our AHL contracts who will be around, but I've talked to a few of those guys, seem like really good citizens, like good human beings, and that's exciting for me because when the coach walks out of the room, there's always someone there to make sure the same message is being broadcasted, and I know those guys are those type of guys.